I am so happy to be on here, everyone. Hello. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have a new video on, new camera on.
I was just saying to everyone that you know, outside of having, if you have a great product, the biggest, the main reasons why people fail is because they haven't done great keyword research, listing optimization, and they haven't set their PPC campaigns up in the right way and managed it in the right way. And so I see it time and time again. People are just like, you know, what's happening? I'm like, well, you know, how much do you understand keywords? How much do you understand how those are related to how people find you, and also how that relates to PPC? And there's a gap there. So that's what we're going to try and fill today. And specifically, we're going to talk about you know, bringing an actual live listing back to life, just using those strategies. So if you want to flick forward one slide, Mike, we can kind of talk a little bit about the problem that I think we all have. You should be able to go. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's just double check. So by the way, if you guys can't hear us, or if there's any problems, just put it in the chat. We have a team on here. We will absolutely be able to you know, answer that. And I like Wayne's comment there, risen from the dead. Yes, Mike, you were like a long lost friend, risen from the dead, and you're alive. That was totally part of it. Right, so this slide here, I think this is the main challenge, right? Losing rank in sales. How do you die on Amazon? And you know, this familiar pattern that if you sell on Amazon, we all know, which is you launch a product, you potentially have great sales for the beginning, it's doing pretty well. Maybe it does incredibly well. You go out of stock once, you know, you get more stock, you come back in, maybe a little bit, you do well for a while, maybe you go out of stock again. And then you try and launch it again, and you bought all the stock because you're doing so well before, and all of a sudden, you literally, your sales aren't back and your conversion rate isn't there, and you are really scratching your head. You're saying, how can my product have done so well and now it's not? And we call it falling off of the Amazon flywheel. You know, if you're on that flywheel and you keep managing it perfectly, you'll stay there and you'll make sales. But if you fall off that flywheel a couple of times by making some key mistakes, you know, it's really hard to get back on there. So we took this challenge on ourselves, and I think it's the next slide if you want to bounce over to that, which is essentially, hey, if a listing has fallen off the flywheel and it hasn't been selling for a while, can we actually bring that back to life? And specifically, the challenge was for Mike and I was to focus on keyword research, listing optimization, and PPC management. Those three things alone. You know, none of the gray hat strategies or even off of Amazon tactics. Just literally on Amazon using their services. Can we get that back to life? And we've done it with a live case study. So pretty exciting to show the results and walk you through exactly how we did that. And yeah, so why don't I hand over to you, Mike? Why don't you just introduce yourself, maybe a little bit of your background, your experience with Amazon, because there's a lot of people here who might not know you, and then I'll jump in and introduce myself too.
Awesome. Thanks so much, John, and everyone on the call. Apologize about that beginning to the webinar. My name is Mike Zagari. I am a recovering physical therapist. For those of you who don't know my story, I've been doing physical therapy for many years. My hair was falling out. I was stressed. I was miserable, hated the paperwork, all of that. And then e-commerce came into my lap in 2015. And we're actually going to be going over the product that started it all for me, which, by the way, he's the reason why we're here today, or I'm here, because I started with a cat litter mat because of him. You know, I had a choice between that and an air horn. And I was like, you know what? I'll do the cat litter mat because I can test it out. And here we are today. And that's the product that we're going to try to bring back to life. We're going to look to resurrect this product. So in 2016 is when I got started with Amazon advertising as well. And that really helped to boost our sales. And I wanted an easier, quicker way to make it all happen. And that's where PPC Entourage was born. And now we have two tools, the Entourage, the margins tool, and we have an agency. And this is what I love to do. I love to help sellers out. So I hope my intention for this 1 hour we spend together is that you get as much value as possible. We're going to dive into exactly what we're doing step by step. I'm going to go over some logic, some reasoning as to why we did it. I expect that maybe you'll think a different way to do it, and I would love to hear about that in the comment section. Let's get some dialogue back and forth, because we are going to bring this product back to life. We will bring it back to life. It's not going to happen in the first couple of weeks. This is going to be an ongoing series. You know, we're going to bring special guests on. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. We're going to do a lot of things to bring it back. But your help would be greatly appreciated. And now I'd like to introduce John, who was our very first guest. John's helping me out with getting this all started. What's up, John?
What's up? Good to see everyone on here. And if you guys want to see a listing come back to life, give us a resounding yes in the comments. We want to hear you guys. Make sure that we have everyone's attention there. This is a lot going on here, and it's a really, really important pain points that we are trying to solve today, which is basically how do you scale your sales on Amazon and using the tools that are available to us. If you don't know me, I am John Tilley. I am based here in Los Angeles. I am the co-founder and CEO of ZonGuru.com. We have over 16 tools now to help you with your Amazon private label business, from research to launch and listing to dashboards to reviews, alerts, everything you need to essentially run your private label Amazon business. And we really do focus on private label, the same thing that Mike's doing, the same thing that I did back in 2015. It was when I launched my first product on Amazon. I was in advertising as an account exec for many, many years. And it was Amazon and stumbling into a conference in Vegas, as you guys know, that got me out of that. And I pretty quickly launched the business and got to a position where I could leave my 9-to-5 gig. And I ran a few brands on Amazon. I still run a few today. And I also started ZonGuru. So, the whole reason behind ZonGuru, I think, is we absolutely passionately believe in this idea of starting a private label Amazon business. And it is truly the best way to get to a position of having financial freedom and financial wealth, especially if you can sell a few of the brands over a few years. It really is in our control. And so, ZonGuru is there ready to bring you the solutions you need so that you can make the right decisions for your Amazon business. We have a bunch of sellers that we have on our team. I've always incentivized people to have their own Amazon business. So we are literally for sellers, by sellers. I'm pretty excited to, Mike and I were talking and we decided to do this together. We kind of connected. We have a very similar kind of like values, and we just had a good vibe, and we wanted to solve this problem. And I'm pretty excited to show you some of ZonGuru, especially around keywords. Keywords on Fire is the name of the tool, and Listing Optimizer as we go through, and how that actually ties in from the research all the way through into PPC. And you're going to see it all today. So enough from me right now. Let's jump in, and hopefully you guys can hear me. I think a few are saying that the chat is lagging. Some are saying that it might be the browser or something on your side. So just hang in there, and if there's a bunch of that, we'll kind of see if we can fix it. But so far, so good. Okay.
My end, John. If I'm going to continue, if there's any issues, John, let me know. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go over some fundamental principles of keyword research, listing optimization, and a PPC campaign setup that's working really well to bring this product back to life. And if we have time, we'll also go over love-hate and how we're going to use that in phase 2 of bringing this product back to life. But first, I want to go over some background in terms of how we got here. I already told you my story. Lilo, my cat, was the inspiration for this product. I literally went on to Google and looked up best looking mats, and I found an image of a mat that I use and asked the supplier, hey, can you turn this into a cat litter mat? And they said yes. And that's how my e-commerce business started back in 2015. So it was very simple and straightforward, and things were doing really well for a while. I would say for about 2.5 years with multiple products. And then, of course, the unfortunate happened. The entrepreneurial journey hit me straight up in the face, at least for this business. And a couple of key mistakes happened. So when I go over these slides, I'd like for you guys to let me know in the comment section if this has ever happened to you. But also keep in mind that this is my experience, and hopefully you can learn from my experience, and hopefully this won't happen to you. So the first key mistake was outsourcing inventory management to someone who didn't have experience with inventory management. Now, I had gotten super busy with PPC Entourage, and a lot of my passion went towards PPC Entourage. So I ended up, putting the hardest task and the task that I liked the least, which was inventory management with dozens of SKUs. And I handed that off to someone who wasn't really qualified. And I'm not going to blame them. This is 100% on me. However, we ended up making an order that was like way too much for us at that time. And it really just caused a cash flow constraint. And as you know, this is a cash flow intensive business. So when you make an order that's way too big, and I'm talking way too big, that can have a big impact on the cash flow and the health of the business. Anything to say there, John?
No, just my toes wiggled a bit. I remember, as you get that successful Amazon business and you put in those big orders, it feels pretty real when you like just transferring that cash over to your supplier, and you've still got whatever, you have 30 days to wait until that's actually in Amazon. It's a pretty real feeling. I can remember that.
Yeah, and this was a big over order. So that was our first key mistake. The second key mistake was expanding too fast. And I mean like way too fast. Multiple countries, multiple product lines, multiple channels at once. Even starting a Shopify store at once, plus PPC Entourage, plus everything else that was going on. It was like, I don't even know what happened that year, but it was like a crazy amount of energy that year. And it was great because it was a crazy amount of energy, but it was really scattered all over the place. And we expanded way too fast. And in retrospect, had we put our energy into one place, that would have saved us a ton of headaches. So that was mistake number 2. And I'm still battling that mistake today. I'm like, you know what? Stop the shiny object syndrome. Stick to one thing. All right. Next, key mistake number 3, trusting Amazon ad reps. So this is actually one of those things where, when you make a mistake in life, but it actually turns into something really positive. So let me tell you a quick story. I got an email from an Amazon ad rep one day. And this is when we were doing, we were probably spending about $20,000 to $25,000 a month on ads. They emailed me and they said, hey, we can get you to this amount of sales with also maintaining your ACOS. And I was like, well, they must know better. This is Amazon ads. They know what they're doing. They built the system. This is a rep. And I spoke to them and we set targets, we set goals. And this is at the very early stages of PPC Entourage. So I also wanted to learn about what they were doing. So it was bulk files, and they gave me a bulk file to upload. And next thing I knew, some of my bids went from like $2 to $13, $16, whatever. It was ridiculous. I remember looking in there and be like, what the hell did I just do? So our ad spend went from $20,000 to $25,000 a month to around a run rate of $40,000 to $45,000 a month. Wouldn't you know, our ACOS went to like 60 from around 30. So it just had this massive negative impact on our business. And from what came from that, because I don't like spreadsheets, I don't want to learn spreadsheets, and I'm going to fight that battle a little bit today because I actually am going to dive into a spreadsheet. What came from this was the bulk editor for PPC Entourage, which is what we're known for, is using the bulk editor to make quick changes very fast. I knew I had to make those changes, and I was like, okay, our team went to work on this bulk editor. So that was a big mistake, and I would say if Amazon sends you that email, be wary, because it's not always in your best interest. It could be in their best interest. I love Amazon, but sometimes that's how it works. All right, key mistake number 4, not checking FBA fee impact. All right, this was a big one. Have you guys ever, let me know in the comment section, have you ever had a product that was being overcharged with FBA fees? If you do, let me know, because this is what happened to us, where one of our products, the one that we're going over today, was being charged around 7% more in FBA fees than another child variation. 7% doesn't seem like that much, although it really is, because when you multiply that out across hundreds of units, thousands of units, that is a lot of lost money. This same mistake happened to another one of our products, which was a tray that was our cash cow. We ended up losing money on every sale of that tray because of this issue. So this is critical. Catching it early is absolutely key. And this is something that we didn't catch early and had a major impact on the success of this business. By the way, these are all not excuses. These are experiences. That's happened to all of us. And I think Amazon's getting a little bit better. But, at the end of the day, they're just a fast moving machine, and they can literally just change your size and you won't know about it. So it does happen. We do actually in ZonGuru as well, we have product pulse, and it will alert you if your
size is changed by some reason or any other change is made. So, there is technology that can help you now. So make use of it for sure, because to your point, that's literally profit on the table that you've lost.
Absolutely. Well, this was the fifth and final mistake. So utilizing Amazon loans, this became something where we took out some money and we used it for inventory, and then we needed a bigger loan, and they kept on dangling this carrot in front of us of more and more money. Mm-hmm. And back then, I was like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. What can we do with this? But when you combine this mistake with expanding too fast, with Amazon using all the money on ad spend, you combine the mistakes, and this becomes like the straw that broke the camel's back, because now you have to pay them back, and they don't have good terms. So these terms, you have to pay them back within a year. And we found ourselves in the biggest cash crunch because we took Amazon lending. So this is just something, if you're ever taking out money, there's probably way better places now to get cash for your business than Amazon lending. I've spoken to a couple of the companies. I wouldn't recommend that Amazon lending, but hey, maybe it'll work for your business. It was a mistake in ours. Anything to say, John?
Yeah, look, I think these are all mistakes that we can all nod our head to. I also took an Amazon loan. For me it worked out. But I think my overall mistake, and again, it's I always say engineers are amazing. Engineers on ZonGuru's side are amazing at running Amazon businesses because they are creative, they understand data, but number three, they are incredibly disciplined and focused with their time. And I think if I look at one of my biggest overall mistakes when I've had a lag in sales, it's about not taking consistent action on my Amazon business. Each week you should be checking your reporting, tweaking, managing your campaigns, optimizing, and just keeping that business on the flywheel, understanding when your stock needs to be reordered and managing all these little pieces, So whether you do it or whether you have a VA or whatever doing it, Amazon's, you can create an amazing product, but you need to do the right things in a really disciplined way. To stay on that flywheel. And I think that was probably one of my biggest mistakes. And we're going to touch a lot on that today, I think, when we dive in around, how you can actually set everything up and how you should be disciplined.
Absolutely. Hey, John, I'm taking a look at the poll. I don't know if you went over this, but 29% of people say getting more sales and 28% of people say managing PPC, followed by launching. So I think this is the launching is the fourth one. So I think this is going to be a really good presentation because we're going to cover getting more sales and managing PPC for sure.
Great.
All right. So just real quickly, compounding the problem, we were out of stock for 3 weeks due to delayed production time in 2017, 2018, which put a strain on our supplier. We also had all of our eggs in one basket. How many people can relate? We had one central contact who was in charge of all of our products, and things kind of got a little dicey because of situations like this, and that caused a lot of tension. Also, we were down for 4 weeks due to the word toxic being in the listing, even though we said it's a non-toxic product. We didn't know, we didn't know why they took us down. So that whole time, we were just getting crushed by our competition for having the word toxic. Turns out this could have been a 24 to 48 hour turnaround, but we didn't know for a couple of weeks, so we were down for a couple of weeks and we lost ranking. Then lots of competition came on board. We started losing momentum, had other miscommunications with our supplier, and now here's 2020 to now. We were out of stock again for 2 months due to the previous supplier delays. We ditched our previous supplier. We took the leap of faith, found the new supplier, slashed our cost by 25%, which is really cool.
Nice.
Because we also maintained the quality of the product. We also have a new design, which is a printed mat, which is really cool. And then most recently, we were out of stock again for 4 weeks because Amazon didn't allow us to send in more than 200 units. And because of that, we had a delay in the amount of time to get the units to Amazon. And we were down again for 4 weeks, which was another problem. So current state as of early March 2021, we have roughly 500 units in stock. We have 2,000 on the way. We have not done a listing optimization in 18 months. That I think is neglect. What do you think, John?
Yeah, when I heard that a couple of weeks back, I was like, okay, all right, I feel you. Let's get in there. Let's see what we can do. So yeah.
It's a perfect case study for rising the product from the dead. I'll tell you that. So reviews, we do have a lot of reviews, 8,906. Competitor has really ramped up to 22,446 reviews, which they started 2 years after me. So they have just gone through the roof. This is a product that is not dead by any means. We are averaging 13.1 units per day at the time of starting this campaign, which was early March 2021. And our high for this product was 70 units per day. Now, we have multiple variations, so I think the other variations definitely took away from the sales of this. Right now, we just have this product, which is this one variation. So we want to get this variation up to above 70 units per day. I think that would be a huge one. Margins right now is 37%, which is very low because we're not pushing a lot of advertising. The reason we're not pushing a lot of advertising is our constant issue with being in and out of stock. We have 500 units in stock, which just got in stock the other day, so we are going to start to ramp up advertising a little bit more. All right, so here is the, this is the one, this is the listing this is it, before we did any changes. Okay, guys, so this is the before. This is the listing that we're going to resurrect from the depths, the bowels of page 5 of Amazon. So take a good look. You'll never see it like this again. All right. All right. So then what I want to do, and here's the conversion rate. So lifetime conversion rate, session percentage is 25%. You can see that I used ZonGuru, and I found out that we were really low on rank for a lot of keywords. Check this out. I love ZonGuru because you can compare your product to many other products and see the rank of your product, and look at all these sorry, sad slants or dashes.
Yeah, right. The dash means you're ranking below 250. So we can track your ranking all the way up to position 250. And in the screenshot, what you can't see on the far left, but you're going to see it when we jump in, is actually the keyword. So it shows you by keyword, where do you rank and where do all of your competitors rank, and we kind of visualize that in color. So that's a good setup, and I think we should jump into the next part of it just so we can keep on track here, and make sure we can leave a lot of time for PPC as well. So perfect timing. What we're going to do is jump into the first part of this series, which is showing you how to find the right keywords and how to optimize your listing. And we did this a couple of weeks ago. We did this, like 3 weeks ago now? We jumped in, we did this optimization. And this is the first guest that we're bringing on, which is actually Stefan Ratchev. He is our CTO. He's an engineer. And remember, I said to you, engineers are brilliant at Amazon businesses. He has his own Amazon business. He's a 7-figure seller on Amazon. He has only like 1 or 2 products, and they're not these massively differentiated products. He's in a pretty competitive category, but he just knows how to do this and PPC really well. That's all he uses. He doesn't do any off of Amazon traffic, and he's built that into a 7-figure business with 2 products. He's launching a 3rd in that range just as we speak. So we're going to cross over, and we're actually going to chat with Stefan, and he's going to show you exactly how we find the most relevant, powerful keywords, and how we put them into your listing, and how to broaden an exact match and set yourself up for great PPC success. So we're going to jump in. We're going to show you that video right now, and we're going to be on chat and watching it with you guys. It's probably about 12 minutes. We're going to run through that and then jump back to Mike, and we're going to go into the PPC aspect of it. So listen closely. This is all about keyword research and listing optimization, how to get it right. It's really important because it sets you up for great PPC success. Anything else, Mike, or I can jump straight in? I
just want to say that I am doing this now with our agency. It is absolutely powerful. Guys, this is a game changer, so pay attention for 12 minutes. And then after this, we're going to go over some really amazing keyword research and setting up PPC campaigns. So pay attention to this. We'll be in the chat and answering any questions. So let's play the video.
All right, and then don't forget mute and video, right? Cool.
All right, Stefan, welcome. I know you spent a little bit of time looking at the listing, and we're really cool to dive in, look at your insights, And really the goal here is to see if there are any opportunities to improve the listing from a keyword perspective to really maximize the potential of the listing, and any other thoughts that you have around that, so that Mike can go ahead, he can implement the changes. We can discuss a little bit and use maybe some of those insights for PPC as well, so we can really see, does this listing optimization and the PPC improvements we're going to do actually help with generating more revenue, more sales. So super excited. So let's jump in, Stefan. What you got for us?
Perfect. Sounds good, John. Okay, so I'll share my screen. All right, so the first thing we want to do is get the kind of a bigger list of keywords which are relevant for this product, right? And Mike has told us his main buyer keyword, I think, is cat litter mat. So what I do is come here to Keywords on Fire, and I just do a search by phrase in the United States market, and this pulls out the results from Amazon, but it lets me very easily run a Keywords on Fire search. So what you do is you come here, and you don't necessarily want to select all, because I mean, for this result, they all look pretty good, but sometimes if it's a slower niche, some of the results aren't as relevant. So I like to do it manually, but essentially pick kind of the best guys.
These are the top 25 listings, the organic listings, right? Is just a key thing.
It's just the organic. Yeah, that's important, because we don't necessarily want to look at sponsored, right? Because they can be just someone pushing a lot of PPC spend, a newer product. We want to kind of pull out the guys that have a lot of, it used to be reviews, it's ratings now, a lot of ratings essentially from this page. So I'm probably looking at these guys, etc. And you can add, so you can do this, you can add, and then you can do a secondary buyer keyword. I don't know, Mike, what is that for you?
So the second one would be litter mat.
So just litter mat, okay.
Or you could do cat litter trapper, works pretty well too.
Okay, so you can do this with a few keywords and kind of pull out what you think are the main relevant competitors and biggest competitors. So, I'd pick a few of these, and you can do a total of 25, run this keyword analysis, and I've already done that. It takes, about 5 minutes to do. So I've already done that. So we can kind of just look at the results. But what I did was I added, I think it's 19 of your top competitors here.
And I want to give a quick note there is like, Stefan, when you were picking those ones with the higher ratings, the reason for that is because the assumption there is that they are very seasoned listings with a lot of keywords. So you're getting the best of those keywords. And what Keywords on Fire does is it does a reverse lookup on up to those 25 competitors to get all the best, most relevant keywords together. And then we have some other APIs and ways of getting at actual customer keywords that we then pull in as a keyword generator, and we dedupe them against each other. So you get this list of keywords like this list right here, which is like the very best reverse lookup and keyword generator deduped list together all in one. So it does it really quickly and kind of in one step. So you're getting, ultimately the main keywords that you need.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot that goes into this, and there's a lot of data that you can look at here. Search volume, sales estimates. You can kind of even look at where each of your competitors is ranking for the specific keyword that we generated. If you just want to kind of high level it, we've got a pretty sophisticated algorithm that kind of takes all of that data, ranks it in importance, and kind of summarizes it in this CG score column. So what this is telling you essentially is, it's like, if you want to succeed in this niche, your best bet is going to be going after these keywords. And it takes into account like both the search volume and the ease of ranking for that keyword and buyer demand and all that stuff. Yeah, so if that makes sense, the next step is going to be just to take this list of keywords and import it into our next tool, which is Listing Optimizer.
And the visual rankings, I mean, you can clearly see where there's opportunities across the board, across all of your different competitors. That is really cool. And I could imagine that would really help with not only, SEO and ranking, but also with sponsored product ads and sponsored brand ads, just to see where there's opportunity for you to gain some rank amongst all of your competitors. This is really cool. Can I also see a view of this screen with my ASIN as well, so I can compare directly my ASIN with all my competition?
So your ASIN, I think, is in here. I think it's one of the ones that I put in here.
Oh, yeah, I see it actually towards the end.
Very cool. Yeah, we're not doing so well. We got some work to do.
What's cool is you can click on ranked or not ranked. So
Yeah.
you can actually go down and say, hey, these are all the keywords that I'm ranked for, and it's going to filter it so you can see the ones I'm ranked for, or these are the ones.
Which one
that
is
I'm not
yours?
ranked.
Well, if you go down a little bit further, I don't see it there. Oh, that one. Two up from your mouse to where it says premium. Yeah, that one
This
right
one?
there. Mhm.
So if you click that, so I'll just remove the filter, but this tells you all of the keywords that your ASIN is currently ranked for from that list, which is good. But an interesting one to look at is, like John said, let's find it again.
Premium,
This one, right?
Yeah.
If you click not ranked, then this tells you where you're not ranked. So this is like opportunities for you to rank on those keywords. It's keywords where your competitors are ranked, but you are not.
So this is interesting. It's showing that, for those of you, we're going to explain this, but we were out of stock for quite some time. And our main two keywords, we are not currently ranked for, according to this tool, which is fascinating to know. And that's something we have to definitely fix.
Mm-hmm.
Also, from an advertising perspective, I wouldn't want to advertise on a keyword that I'm not currently ranking for. You could do a ranking campaign, use this tool to find out what those keywords are, do a ranking campaign, and then once you're ranked, go a little bit more aggressively towards those keywords. So I see this as a great way to find those opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then obviously on the right-hand side where the keywords are, you can actually, you can click on those and actually find your listing, and then it will show you all the keywords that you are ranked for, position 1 through whatever. So you can kind of, you can sort, listings on the right, those competitors. You can kind of just click on any of those and sort, right? Which is cool. So you can find yours and sort it as well, which is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of ways to look at the data.
This is badass. Good stuff.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So what's the next steps, Stefan?
All right. So next step after we've got this keyword list is we move over to our other tool, which is Listing Optimizer. So what I've done here is I have loaded up your listing and then your top 3 competitors. And maybe just for the sake of this, let's do another one. So let's do cat litter mat. And let's just pick another one, just to show you guys how to add a listing here. This is one that I don't have. And this guy's got, he's got over 7,000 reviews. Pretty nice image. Would you say, Mike, this is a relevant competitor?
Yeah, it's a different type of cat litter mat, but it's a relevant product.
So you're grabbing the ASIN and you're going to add it, yeah.
Just grab the ASIN plus add the AMZ product. And what this will do is it will pull all of his information, title, bullets, including the search terms, and it will allow us to kind of compare across these. Now to compare and really see how well each listing is doing, what you can do is you come here, you do add and import keywords from Keywords on Fire. And we can just find that session that we saved, which is the cat litter mat. You can do kind of different options here. You can do all keywords if you want to be super detailed. I think for this, we'll just do strong and medium keywords for now. It kind of just to do a higher level analysis, but it shows us, this picks, I think, any keyword which has over 50 Keywords on Fire score, which gets rid of some of the non-relevant ones. You always have kind of these weird keywords at the end which don't make much sense. This gets rid of those.
And by the way, just to jump in there for 1 second, but when you pick those strong and medium keywords or all keywords, if in Keywords on Fire you saved a view of one of the sessions, like you actually filtered out a bunch of keywords and you saved that session, you can actually just load that customized saved session as well. So you don't have to just load all the strong and medium. You can have different filter options on the back end.
Yeah, if you've gone and filtered it yourself, that's probably the best way to do this. Saves you a little bit of time and kind of gets rid of most of the weird results.
Got it.
So loading this, the first thing that I see is, Mike, you've done an amazing job here. Your score is kind of second and very close behind this other guy, Palkin Cat Litter Mat. I'm just looking at this, the score, right? This score it's based off of like how strong are the keywords that we just loaded from Keywords on Fire and where have you used it and how have you used it? So are they in the title as an exact match? Are they in the listing? Are they title as broad match? how many times have they been used. It's a lot that goes into it, but again, it's kind of a summary of how well optimized this listing is for keywords. And yours is, it's 100 points off in second place. So it's like right up there. So very well done.
Thank you.
Not surprising, obviously, but I think the theory here, and I think most people follow this theory, is from a listing perspective, you want to have your most relevant, strongest, best keywords in your title or any other keywords that you're targeting, followed by your bullets, then your description, and your backend search terms. And the idea is, obviously, if I convert a sale on one of those main keywords that is in my title, I would get more, kind of ranking potential from the algorithm, from Amazon's algorithm to get this. So that's kind of like one of the ways of optimizing the listing. And typically when I load, the best 5 listings for something I'm looking at, I usually see something more in that green line that we see there of the 19,000. I typically see it more, 50% to 60%, of the potential of the keywords. What's really great here is to see how, you're pretty far to the right already, which is good. So it's a really well optimized listing, which is great. But I'm sure, go ahead.
This is really intuitive too, because just looking at this, I can see that there's a couple of words that I'm sure if I added to my listing, and maybe this is what you're just about to go over next, but from someone who hasn't looked at this tool that often, I can clearly see where I can make improvements. One's a misspelling, so maybe that would go in my back end. It's Matt's misspelled. So I don't know how you would recommend adding that, but maybe that goes into the back end search term field. Then floor, it looks like we don't have floor or rug. And perhaps by just making a couple tweaks to the listing, we can beat Pawkin. I think they're going down.
I think we'll definitely beat them in just a few minutes.
I mean, that's what's so cool about this tool, I think, is at a high level, you can be guaranteed that you will have the best potentially best optimized listing for the maximum revenue over your competitors, right? Because you can clearly see, hey, we found all the great keywords. We can see where they put in their keywords and how we can beat them. So you can see opportunities, plus you can guarantee that you can be the best optimized. And you picked it up really quickly, Mike, on the left-hand side with all those keywords, we have 2 colors, like the light green and then the dark green. And the dark green are actually keywords that you simply don't have in your listing that you could add as a deduped keyword that will obviously help your listing. And then I don't know if you want to explain those next to that, Stefan, the kind of like the keyword score and most importantly include in your listing. I think that's important, like how we've kind of visually put that together.
Yeah, so included in your listing, we've got kind of 4 levels. So if there's nothing there, then you don't have that anywhere in your listing. If there's a check mark, you've got it somewhere in your listing, but it's not all in the title. So it's kind of in your bullets or in your backend keywords or description, but you wouldn't say that you're even broad matching for that keyword in your title. The half star means that you've got that as a broad match right in your title, and then the full star means you've got an exact match on that keyword in your title. And the optimization process that I take is you've already done it. You try and get as many of the very top, probably the top 5 keywords, and just write your title in a way where, for me, number one, it's always it must be human readable, right? It must look nice to a person, because at the end of the day, the person has to search Amazon and click your listing. So it can't just be like keyword stuffed looking. So you wanna both make it nice for a human to click on and leverage as many of these as an exact match as possible. Probably like the top 5, like you've done.
Can I make a quick suggestion based on the data that it's presented to me? If you look at the title, there's an opportunity to remove where it says soft on kitty paws, remove the word kitty in that position, because that's more of a broad match. So it'd be soft on paws, and put the word kitty right in front of kitty litter box mat, which would then give us a golden star for kitty litter mat.
Okay, and let's see what that does to the score. So it's 19,738.
Hey, Mike, you're just bringing some good value here. The golden star. I didn't even think of that, man. It's the golden star. I love it.
Oh, we got a half golden star. All right.
Yeah. So close. I mean, we have jumped about 200 points, and I think now we're actually above Pawkin already. So
Yeah.
there's a few other things I think that we can do. So Matt's is misspelling. So yeah, we can add that to the backend search. Sometimes it is a misspelling, but a lot of people search for it that way. And sometimes it's okay to give people a misspelling in the title if it's what they're searching, because a lot of people don't realize that they think that that's how it is. So putting it somewhere here is not a mistake in my opinion. But either way, there's other ones that we can definitely add. So the keyword floor, so cat litter mats for floor. You don't have floor anywhere, I think, in your listing. So, is there somewhere we can put it in here in your title even?
Traps, messes, easy floor clean, easy clean floor, easy something.
Yeah,
like
this is how you got to play around with it.
Yeah.
But there you go. And then rug is another one that we don't have anywhere.
We don't have that in there. Now, as it gets lower in the list, should we just look past the title and put it more in the bullet points or somewhere else in the listing?
Yep.
So this list is quite long. Typically, what I like to do is this first kind of page where it's your scroll bar is at the top. These are all good candidates to go in your title if you can fit them in one way or another. So,
I'm surprised they don't have catching or rug. Those are two main keywords that we advertise on.
mm-hmm.
Shocking.
But if you kind of see the effect, so we won't try and come up with the perfect title now, but if I just put rug here right at the end, right, you can kind of see how this score will jump in a second. Catching, another one, but I think you get the idea. And right now I think we started like 19,700. Now we're at 23,000, so well above competitors. I think if just moving on, right? I think your bullets are good, and they're built in a way which is kind of the classic, caps value. So give the person what's their value in capital letters, and they kind of expand on that. I think we can look at another tool in just a second that really helps narrow down what to talk about in your bullets. There you go, 26.4. And I think we started at 17 or 19.7, right? That's what we were at.
So this session will be saved now, and then you can actually, you can import it directly into your Seller Central account if you connect it to it, or you can download it as a CSV. Yeah. So we'll give you access to this, and then you can probably tweak and play with it a little bit, and then go from there.
Hey, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed that. I am chomping at the bit to talk about this.
Yeah, let's dive in. So hope you can hear us and we're back. So we're going to dive in. I mean, I hope you guys got some value out of that. We want to jump in because I know we want to keep this tight. We're gonna run long, but that's okay. There's a lot of really good stuff coming right now with Mike jumping on. So guys, that is going to be there in a replay. There's a lot of technical detail there. But most importantly, if you get that right, you're perfectly set up for PPC and everything beyond. So let's jump in, Mike. Let's jump into your side.
Yeah. Can you, for whatever reason, it's not sharing my screen?
Yeah, I can share. No worries.
Yeah, why don't you your screen, and I'll just we'll go from there. Boy, all these technical difficulties.
All right, here we go. All right, can you see my screen? Yep. No worries. I'm gonna go back all the way up over here.
Okay.
We are right over here. Got it.
Okay, so this is what I want to say about what we just went over, which is a couple of critical points. And yes, we're going to run over the hour, and we're going to be a little bit longer because these are some really critical points. So first off, this tool is really important. We had a customer the other day that we went in and used this tool on because I have access to ZonGuru now. They didn't have any search terms in their backend search term field. I was like, whoa, that kind of blown away by, what was going on with their, because this was a major brand. So we're trying to advertise for them, and they don't have their SEO set up the right way. So the reason why this is super important is we have to get our SEO right in order to advertise as good as we possibly can, and in order to get the most amount of visibility on Amazon. It's all a big game of SEO and getting the right keywords in there. This is the easiest, most visual way to see that. And what you can do is you can use Keywords on Fire to load that list up and then see visually where you want to put these words, fill in your backend search term fields with relevant information, but then also utilize your search term reports. Go and get your search term reports, upload search terms in there as well, because this is what customers are actually searching for. Make sure that's in your listing as well. And SEO becomes something that you do on a regular basis. So absolutely critical. I think it's overlooked and underutilized. And on this first iteration, and yes, I'm definitely having technology problems. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's what's going on. But on this first iteration, all we did to get the ranking improvements, we did three things. Changed the title, we changed the back-end keyword section, and we used that information to have better results with advertising. Simple and easy, right? So as you know before, we went from 19,000 and change up to 27,000 in terms of our score, which means that we have better keywords in our more prominent locations. And I actually had to clean this up a little bit more, but this is what the listing title looks like now. Easy algae, large trapping, cat litter mat, and you guys can see that. And we cleaned the back end as well. So John, can you go to the next slide?
Yeah.
And,
Hopefully. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Did I skip two? Was that good?
And just for those of you who are not aware of the back-end basics, is what we call it. You're allowed 249 max characters. You don't want to repeat any words because you want to get the most amount of words back there as possible so you can get that reach. No commas. That's important. You want to put relevant keywords back there because we want to connect with relevant words when we're doing our advertising. Also, you want to put also some misspellings, some Spanish, and once again, use the search term report and update on a regular basis. That's the basic with the back end. It just makes it really simple to use ZonGuru when you're doing that. All right, so now, John, can you also, while I'm talking about this, can you get the link ready that I sent you for the keyword spreadsheet that I put together? Because that's going to be a freebie that we give away. That's going to show you guys and girls how to get the very best keywords and target the best keywords. And I really want to go over that, even though my screen's not working.
Yeah, got it. Did you send that? Where did you send that to me on?
It's one of the freebies that's available to them. We have two freebies, the playbook series and that.
Got it. I'll get it.
Okay, cool. All right, so here's the historic advertising for this product. Now, this is over the last, I believe, 2.5 years. So this is not the full 5 years that we've been selling this product. But you can see that we've got a decent ACOS, 35.1, which is good because our profit margin is around 35 to 40%. So we're right in line with our break-even profit margin. Really nice conversion rate, all of that. Click-through rate is decent, about 0.36 overall, lots of impressions. So take a look at the historic PPC. And we know this product can do well with PPC, but it just has not done well recently. All right, John, next slide.
You got it. Hopefully.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So here's the current advertising state as of early March 2021. Ad spend is only around $500 because we were low on stock. We did not push, a lot of advertising because of that. Our ad spend margin impact is 3.35%. Now, for those of you who are unaware, this is the tacos, the true ACOS, the true ad spend margin impact is 3.35%. We've only been using sponsored product ads, and this is very low because we haven't been spending a lot of money. So most of our sales are coming organically from the rank that we did have when the product was going back in the day really well. The organic to PPC sales ratio is 89 to 11, which is heavily skewed on the organic side, which means we're getting most of our sales from the organic side, but we're underutilizing advertising. So whenever you see that, when it's 89 to 11, we're 95% organic, 5% advertising. Sometimes that means you're not utilizing all of the advertising that Amazon has available to you. And clearly that's the case here. We barely have it turned on. So that's why it's skewed that way. Once again, we're using sponsored product ads only, and we're only using a an auto campaign called a catch-all campaign, just due to our low stock. All right, John, you could go to the next one.
Yep.
Here's an example of what that looks like. This is inside of our margins tool. You can see that the ad spend margin impact is 3.35% across the parent item. And you can see the trend over a period of time. And the organic to PPC sales ratio is 89 to 11. All right, next slide, John. And I just wanted to show you guys some search terms that were working really well. The word litter mat, cat litter mat, kitty litter mat, and those seem to be the best ones that have showed up. This is inside of PPC Entourage. Check out the amount of orders of 10,929 orders at a 31% ACOS. All right, next slide, John.
That's a great ACOS, damn.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, you're getting good. You know, obviously you can get better, but that's great. This is better. Wow.
Yeah, and these are the new keywords that are showing up lately. So this is just a reminder for everyone to go into their search term reports and on a routine basis, look for the new opportunities and scrape those keywords and use them in your advertising. And now you can use them in your sponsored product ads and your sponsored brand ads to get a good amount of visibility. All right, so here we go. Phase one. We want to find and target 3 to 5 keywords with high opportunity. This is what we did. So, you know, we spoke about how we were improving the listing with ZonGuru. Then we improved the title, the back end. Now we want to find the best 3 to 5 keywords. So here's what we did. We started on 3.1. I made an initial mistake of using phrase match, and that was not good. And I also made the initial mistake of putting too high of a bid, and I was getting sales on product pages and rest of search. The goal here is we want to get ranked. We want to get top of search. So I'm going to share with you the exact setup that we did to do that. I'm also going to show you how I found the keywords that I wanted to target. Now, this is very strategic because we only had 500 units in stock, but we still wanted to get some rank on some of those keywords that we found through John's tool where we weren't ranking ideally and start to get the ball rolling, get that flywheel effect going. So the initial mistake we made was using phrase match for a rank campaign. This, we wanted to use exact match, top of search modifier. Our initial target ACOS is 60%, which is fairly aggressive. Daily budget of $50. Strategy is going to be a rank strategy in phase number 1. Using sponsored product ads, we're going to target the top of search, created a rank portfolio, and once again, we started with phrase match, but we switched to exact match. I am not going to run a coupon because our stock is low. So I decided not to use any kind of coupon, and we're at medium. We're at about $19.99. Our competition is between $18.99 and $22. So we're right in the middle with no coupon with this strategy. Now, guys, this is the most important part, in my opinion, of this presentation. Because this is where we can find the critical keywords to use in our advertising strategy. And advertising, you know, starts just like a good listing with good, high, relevant keywords. It is the single most important thing. And this is a skill that I think if everyone can master, or at least work on improving your keyword research skill, that's going to pay dividends in your business for a long period of time. All right, guys. So a little backstory, and then I wish I could demo it myself, John, but for whatever reason, Webinar Jam is not allowing me to wait 1 second here. Let me see if I can share this.
Is it you want the spreadsheet?
I got it. Never mind. I'm so excited I got it. All right. Okay. So, little backstory on this. So a couple weeks back, I wanted to improve my own ability to find keywords. And I was like, you know what is the best way to find keywords? I started, you know, I know how to find keywords, but I wanted to have a really simple system for not only, you know, my business, but for the people that we manage in our agency. I really wanted a really simple way to do it. So I started researching, and I found a really good video by Adam Heist. I have to give him props. It was an incredible video, and it was thorough on how to find keywords, and it was like comparing to your competitors' ASINs and where they rank, and it was very thorough. It takes about half an hour to do this. I started watching this video, and I think I watched it like 4 times because it was a really good video. As I was watching that video, I'm like, most of the stuff you can do in Keywords on Fire. Wait, if I just take Keywords on Fire and I take a couple extra steps, I have some really badass keyword research done for you in a couple of minutes. So that's what I want to share. And John, can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right. So basically, what I did is I'm using the same screen that Stefan showed you before, and basically, the only thing that I did was I went over here and I looked and I got rid of some of these different settings. Actually, it went back. So let me get rid of some of these things. I'm going to get rid of a couple of these columns because I want to show you how I did this keyword research. All right, check this out here. And let me just add the search volume. Okay. All right, check this out. So now we already know that we've targeted the top 19 competitors. They have an algorithm that does a reverse ASIN search and finds the top 300 keywords. So now rather than having thousands and thousands of keywords.
Hold on. Apparently we can't see your screen. I can see it, but maybe you're not presenting.
Well, I am. Oh, shoot. Okay, John.
I gotta present it. Yeah, I can. I'm actually in here, so let's just do it. Hold on. I've got to see. Damn, I don't know why it's acting up, but hold on. I think I've got that view. So just hold on 1 second.
Sorry, everyone.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to say that even though you can't see this, everyone, I made a video of how to do this. You're all going to get the link to download this. And I'm sorry about the Wheel of Death. We're having webinar jam issues or whatever. You're going to get a video that shows me exactly how to use ZonGuru to find the best keywords. I'm telling you, it saves so much time.
Let's present. Hold on 1 second. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Let me know what is going on here. Let me see. And then I'm going to jump over. I think I'm over. Sorry. Let me just jump over here. All right. I was just having to play with this right now.
Yeah. So there we go. So just get rid of all those columns, and then we'll continue.
Search one you want, right? Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to send you guys the link, and I made a video specifically of what I'm going to show you now. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys can see. So John, can you also put the ZG score as well, because that's super important, and also put the ZG launch. Not the ZG score. Put the top 25 competitors. This is critical. Top 25 competitors. No.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, right there. Okay.
Okay, that's what you want? Okay.
Yeah. All right. So now, guys, look at this. Let it think. Okay. So we're looking at 19 of our best competitors. We're boiling down all of their listings, doing a reverse ASIN search all at once. This is what the video on YouTube was telling me to do that I watched 4 times. Like, okay, well, I can do this with other tools, or I can do it in 2 seconds on ZonGuru. This is what they show me. Now they show me the top 300 unique keywords. Then what I can do is I can then filter these keywords, or just look at where I'm ranking compared to my competitors so I can get the visual aspect. Now I want to filter by search volume. So John, can you do search volume greater than 300?
Yep. So I go search volume over here. I go greater than or equal to, and I'm just going to put 3. You said 300, right?
Yes, please. Okay. So now the goal of this is to first, what we want to do is we want to find the very best keywords to target so that we can start to rank. So for those of you who are asking about how to rank, you want to make sure you go after highly relevant keywords. Of course, you want to start with the SEO that we did first step, because if you don't have those keywords in your back end section, this doesn't matter. This is the next step. Now we're finding the best keywords to target. I did not want to target cat litter mat and litter mat because I was low on stock and it's hyper competitive. However, there's other opportunities. So John, can you please filter out and go, instead of keyword, go to ZG top 25 greater than 5.
ZG score.
ZG
hold on.
is ZG comp.
So hold on, I've got it. Sorry. This one?
No, go to the top 25 comp. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, top 25 comp.
Yeah.
greater than 5. Okay, so now what this is showing, we got it now.
Yeah,
Okay.
63 keywords, yeah.
All right, so now guys, what this is showing is it's showing 63 keywords where there's at least 5 of our 19 competitors that are within the top 25 position. So ultimately what this shows me is that these are the most relevant keywords. And that is what I want to start working with. I want to start working with the most relevant keywords where I know that I'm going to fit in the most with my competition. So once again, we started off with the top 19. We did a reverse ASIN search. Now we're looking for high volume so that we could get sales when we do get ranking. And then we want to break it down by these top, the competitors that are ranking within the top 25. And you could see that cat litter mat, 18 of the 19 are in the top 25. That tells me that this is the most relevant. Then we have cat litter mat litter trapping. Now only 11 of my 19 top competitors are in the top 25. This to me says that there's opportunity here. So now if I'm low on stock and I want to start to get some sales where I know I fit in, this could be a good place to start to try to fit in. Then we have others, cat mats for litter with mat spelled wrong. We have cat mat, only 9 competitors are showing up there, but it's relevant. We have litter mat for litter box. Okay, so the next step, and I do have this all broken down, is, and John, you don't have to do this, you download this as a CSV, and this is where we get into the Excel spreadsheet, and then you're gonna upload it into an Excel spreadsheet that I made over the weekend. Everyone's gonna get access to this. All you have to do is make a copy of it. So John, if you could please go to that Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, let me see if I got the right one here. By the way, can you guys see my screen right now? Should be loading.
Yeah, we can. This is it.
This is it?
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, that's it's cool to see your thinking and your process, because that way that you actually targeted some of those higher volume keywords that don't have as much competition. That's what we do, and we actually filter out that list and we save it as a separate list, and we actually use that in our PPC or whatever, because you kind of create this halo effect where you convert on some of these keywords where your competitors aren't, and then you'll see that halo effect of all your other kind of keywords starting to get benefits. So it's a super cool strategy that you're touching on there.
Yeah. So you could do things in multiple ways. Here, what we're trying to do is trying to find opportunity. I'm not going after the most relevant keywords. You can go after long tail keywords. You could do so many different things with this. You can go after all of these keywords. Now, here's what we did though. Just keep in mind, we're looking at the keywords where there's 5 or more of the 19 of the competitors that are showing up in the top 25. What this tells us is that it's the most relevant group of keywords from the list. These are the keywords that we want to try to get those top of search placements on because they're very relevant. The other keywords, perhaps we can go and get rest of search, product pages, sales, all that kind of stuff. But for these keywords, we're going to try to go for top of search. So now, let me explain this again. The column on the left, which looks a little bit different in the newer rendition, the column on the left will do a secondary check. The secondary check is with brand analytics.
This one right here, right?
Yeah. I wanted a way then to download all the words suggested by brand analytics and then upload them into this list as well to see which ones overlap with brand analytics. This gives me further just edification that this is a good keyword to use. Also shows me that there's some opportunities that are not showing up inside of brand analytics that are showing up inside of ZonGuru that I could then use. All right. So check this out. Now we have the keyword, we have the search volume, we have the top 25 competitors, we have the ZonGuru launch. Then here's a key thing. We're going to do a little tiny calculation. We're going to take the click to order ratio. Now, if you have a history in your PPC, you may or may not know your click to order ratio. This is the amount of clicks it typically takes to get a sale. Then you're going to take your average cost per click and you're going to determine your spend per order. Then you're going to multiply that by the ZG launch, which is the amount of units that ZonGuru suggests that you sell, right, John, in order to get good ranking for this?
To get to page 1, yeah.
To get to page 1. And this is going to be the max amount of spend that you would spend on this keyword per day. Now, I'm not saying you're going to spend all of this. I'm saying that if you really wanted to go full throttle, rise from the dead style, this would be the max you'd want to do, budgeting to get there using PPC. It doesn't always work that way. You can't just throw in a number and Amazon will automatically give you the sales. But I'm saying that if you just to give you a ballpark estimate. So John, any questions with that?
No, I like that. I like that a lot. That's one of the things that are, so it's just a big question from everyone, which is like, how much do I need to budget per keyword or per campaign? And this is a really cool way of really having a max, so you kind of know what is the max that you can spend, and not overspend, which is great.
Yeah. So now this is where we start to get into strategy. So strategy is, for me, I'm not going after cat litter mat. I'm not going after litter mat because I don't have enough units in stock. It's too expensive. I'm waiting for more units to come in. I wanted to find 5 to 7 highly relevant keywords as exact max to get the rank back. If you guys remember what my rank was at the very beginning of this video, we fell off the map. We fell off the planet with our rank. The first goal is just to get our rank back. Then we can build from there, all right? So what we did is we did a rank campaign. I took 5 to 7 of these keywords. And John, I think you can go back to the slides at this point.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, that was the demo. So now we can go to the next slide and we'll go over
this one right here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is just a recap of what I did before. I won't bore you guys with this again, but it's on the slide deck so you know exactly what to do when you download the slide deck.
Yeah, Mike, I mean, this is why it's so important to everyone here, because you're going to get all of this replay, and what Mike just did now and the effort he put into that is insane. So definitely get hold of that spreadsheet. That's amazing. We want to probably tighten up a little bit, Mike, just to kind of keep us a little bit on track. I think we're running a little bit over an hour already. So yeah, let's keep jamming as much as we can.
Yeah, keep it. Let's go to the next slide.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over the PPC strategy really quick. Here's the 7 keywords that I chose. Note that I used exact match. Look at the low bid. Now, this is the first mistake I made. I did too high of a bid, and I was getting rest of search and product pages. So I did a low bid. Next slide, John.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
But I did a top of search modifier of 700%. Okay. So now we're trying to get the very top because we selected very relevant keywords. Next slide, John. Here are the results so far. It's 37 ACOS. We have 31 orders. I think we had 35 orders. This has only been a week in the making. But what I want to really point out is in the next slide. This look at the bid adjustment. We have a 600% bid adjustment. Now all of our sales are coming from top of search. So we're trying to rank specifically for that keyword. And now if we work with our SEO and we work with our PPC the right way, we should start to see some results in the ranking for these keywords. And that's exactly what we found. Next slide, John. This is just how you can see that all of the keywords are getting sales, not just one. A couple of them are performing better than others. A couple of these I know are going to be doing really well. And now here's the results inside of ZonGuru. You can see that we're trending in the right direction. I would say that's trending upwards. Some of these were on page 3, 4, and if you remember, some of them were non-existent before, which brings me to the next slide. Here's the before we did anything, and then let's go to the after. Yeah, yeah, and that's 1 week, okay? So this is 1 week, and all we did was listing optimization, SEO, and then we used the right keyword strategy for PPC, and also broke down those keywords the right way to target the right keywords based on strategy. And that's just going to be phase number 1. Let's go quickly to phase number 2, and then we'll wrap up.
Gotcha.
Advertising phase number 2, this is what I'll be starting and I'll be reporting on over the next couple of weeks. We're going to evaluate the keywords from phase number 1. We'll use PPC Entourage, the basic autopilot, to help optimize that and keep it optimized. We're going to add additional keywords to the rank strategy. I'm going to layer on those keywords, look for opportunities and layer them on. I'm going to restart the auto campaign because auto campaigns feed us information and intelligence. I'm going to restart the search term expansion campaign, which basically means we dig into the search terms, we find relevant, broad, phrase exact with 2+ quarters, and we bid on them. I'm going to restart ASIN targeting, product targeting campaigns, the ASINs with 3 or more orders. I'm going to do exact phrase match the campaigns for sponsored brand ads with specific headlines. And we're also going to use the ZonGuru Love Hate tool to help us with this as well. Real quick, John, I'm just going to show you that slide. Yeah. So our copywriter for our brand, for our agency, used the Love Hate tool. And basically, this shows you the reviews and all of the different phrases or sayings that show up in the reviews that are both good and bad. And what I'm putting out here is that you can use this to your advantage when making headline ads, sponsored brand ads, sponsored brand headline ads. So it was really simple and easy to do. And you can also use the hate section, and you can say, "Don't you hate this? Our product does this." So it's a really cool way to make headlines with pointing out based on reviews. John, anything to say on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think this was really a cool insight for me. I mean, usually we have this love-hate tool, which is obviously a semantic tool that looks at positive and negative reviews. And really, the whole goal of that was to give you ideas of what to put in your listing, what to put in your overlay of your images, but to actually use this as part of your sponsored ads and to pull those benefits out was a really, really smart idea and way to use it, and obviously getting some success there. So pretty cool. And you can dive in literally. We created this tool because VAs spend so much. You get VAs to spend so much time in reviews, and this just does it in a few seconds. So it's pretty strong. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So why don't we get to the next slide? I think.
Yeah, I want to go back. We're going to go into the offer right now and just show you guys. Explain to you what you can get, and it's going to be all the replays. There's a lot of value in here, but at the end of that, I want to go back and I just want to high level your PPC strategy again. This kind of slide here, 30 to 32. This area right here, because I think we've obviously sped up that pace, but I think if we can wrap that up, that's going to really help the penny to drop for everyone, which is like, how do you actually create that structure to the campaign? So we're going to come back to that in a second. But let's just talk very quickly about if you don't, there's an audience here. We've done a joint webinar. We have ZonGuru and we have PPC Entourage. If you don't have either, we put together a really, really strong offer for everyone here. And how you get to it is you go to this link, and Jasmine in admin, she'll put it in our chat, but it's zonguru.link/PPCEZG. So PPC Entourage, ZonGuru, PPCEZG. Just type that in, and there's a landing page there with a really special offer where you can get access to ZonGuru, and it's pretty jam-packed. So let's jump in and check it out. All right, so on the ZonGuru side, this is what we want to give you today. It's going to be 50% off your first month. So whatever plan you select, you're going to get 50% off the first month plus a 7-day free trial. So that's pretty much on a monthly plan. It's going to be either $20 or $24, somewhere around that range that you're going to pay, and you're going to get access to that Keywords on Fire tool. And let me tell you, if you just spend the 7 days free trial doing what Mike has shown you today and what Stefan showed in the video earlier, you're going to get such an ROI on your business. You're going to see a massive jump. So just get in, use the tool, and add those keywords to your listing. Make sure it's the best listing on page 1 and upload that to your listing. You're going to get so much reward. Your revenue is going to go up. So get in, use that. There's a whole bunch of other tools you can use. You have access to all 16 tools in our marketplace. You get the webinar replay. You're going to get our latest hot products ebook. So for those of you who are still struggling to find a product, you can get access there. The halo effect method, which kind of aligns with everything that Mike has been teaching. And then we've got a special giveaway entry. So you can also, whoever signs up today, you'll get the chance to win a free ZonGuru and PPC Entourage subscription for a year. We're going to give it to you guys. And let me tell you, you've got a really good chance of winning that on the webinar today. It's exclusive to this webinar today. So jump in, sign up. You're going to get 50% off your first month. And for that $25, if you pay that much, your ROI is going to be huge on your business. So that's what we put together. What about you, Mike?
Yeah. So first off, I can't say enough about ZonGuru. I will be using it with my agency now forever. It's an invaluable tool from the SEO side and the keyword research side. I think it saves a lot of time. It eliminates the need for spreadsheets for me, which I absolutely can't stand. Although the one I made is very simple. You just upload. So thank you so much, John, for making that.
Yeah.
It's a great offer. So we have a slightly different offer. This is for PPC Entourage, what we call the Campaign Optimization Blitz. You're going to get a Campaign Optimization Blitz and Expansion Blitz, 6 months of our margins tool, which is going to show you a lot of information about your business, and also 60 days of PPC Entourage. So let me start off with what in the world is a blitz. So now this is limited to most 10 people, because this takes a lot of time. We're going to spend a full hour doing an optimization of your campaigns. What we'll do is we'll upload PPC Entourage. We'll give you access to PPC Entourage. Then we're going to go in there with our managers, and we're going to look at where you are bleeding money in your business. We're going to look at keyword bids. We're going to look at search terms, all sorts of things, SKU optimization, even find some negative words. Now, we're not going to do a bunch of stuff all at once. We're going to make a lot of suggestions, and this should pay for itself. If you're spending money in advertising, the Campaign Optimization Blitz should pay for itself. So an experienced manager will go in there and spend a full hour just with the vision of optimizing your ads. And the cool thing about PPC Entourage, if you guys have never used it before, is it has the bulk editor. So we can see a lot of information all at once, and we can make a lot of decisions all at once. So that's the Campaign Optimization Blitz. Then we have the Expansion Blitz. So this is going to help to find gaps in your advertising, and we're going to help set up campaigns, which will be on pause. You can then start those campaigns, but we will go through your different campaigns, see where you have some gaps. Maybe you have a research campaign you need to set up. Maybe you have a search term expansion campaign you need to set up. Maybe there's a sponsored display campaign, sponsored branding campaign. We will spend a full hour making campaigns for you based on the gaps that we find in our assessment. So you're going to get both of those. You're going to get 6 months of the margins tool, which essentially is our badass analytics tool, which shows you how much money you're making in your business, but where you're bleeding money, most importantly, and show you how to plug up a lot of gaps in your business. This is my favorite tool of our suite, and you get for free for 6 months. We're still in beta, kind of like an extended beta. We have a lot of things coming out for the margins tool. I think you guys are going to love it. Also going to get 60 days of PPC Entourage, all included for $497. Now, I say limited to 5. We can take up to 10. It just does take us a long time to do these blitzes. So that's why it says limited to 5. If we take 10 people on, it's just going to take an extra week or so to take those people on. So, John, that's all that I have for you here.
I mean, yeah, guys, that's an insane offer. I mean, to get that amount of expertise on your business, you need to sign up. And everyone knows here that, you know, a little bit of spend here and the return that you're going to get just by ranking better and getting, you know, you just probably have to get like one extra sale a day and you already paid this back, which is insane. And you're going to get way more than that. So this, yeah, in terms of getting that expertise in your business is insane. It's amazing. Yeah.
And if you can go one slide down.
Yeah.
So this is this is our second freebie So this is the playbook series. So I put this together over the summer last year and have modified it quite a bit. This is basically 28 Amazon ad campaign templates. So what I just went over with the rank campaign, that's one of the campaigns. You're going to get to know exactly how to find the keywords, what placement modifiers to use, what bidding strategies to use, if you should use ad groups. We're also going to dive into the customer buying cycle, which shows you when to set up discovery-based campaigns versus post-purchase campaigns. I'll go through the entire thing. We're going to start charging for this. I'm actually working with someone to help me publish this. So it's going to be free just for a couple more weeks. So you guys can get a free copy of this if you go to the link. You'll get this, and you'll also get the sheet that I just put together to show you how to use ZonGuru to find the best keywords. So it's, John, what's that link? ZonGuru.
Yeah, this is the link. Guys, and just what Mike said there, you're going to get that free access to that Excel spreadsheet, obviously, you know, those templates and the special deals. So if you go into that, I think I have it loaded up. This is the page. You'll get in you'll unlock it, and then you can click on these two links. You can get access to the actual offer. This is the PPC one. You can see right here. You can download the templates, and you can download that worksheet that he spent hours over the weekend putting together, which is super, super cool. You know, we're going to definitely use that and push that out to our customers as well. And then below that, you can get the offer to ZonGuru 50% off with all of those free value adds in there as well when you get it. So get in. It's a 7-day free trial, plus you're getting 50% off. And this one here is obviously limited to 5, maybe 10. But if you're serious about Amazon, you have to do this. This is pretty awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, John, we have a couple questions, and did you want to go over that strategy one more time?
Yeah, I want to just very high level, because we kind of finished with that. And by the way, when we do the follow-up series to this, we're going to spend a lot more time in the PPC side of it. You know, obviously we've set up the SEO. You know, we're starting to see rank improve. We're going to continue doing that. And we're going to touch a lot more on the PPC. Mike has so much knowledge there, but I wanted you to maybe just high level again, kind of the basics of your strategy, specifically the part that I wanted to touch on, which I think would be great to touch on again, is the lower bid here, but then, you know, kind of putting in this multiplier at the back. I think that's a really important piece to explain again, and just high level. That'll be great.
Yeah, so to backtrack, we used the ZonGuru tool to find the top keywords. We broke those keywords by the most relevant that also had search volume. And then we went after the keywords where I felt I had the most amount of opportunity. And I didn't want to go after the most aggressive keywords because we were low in stock. Now, because we are going after the most relevant keywords, because I used that tool to find the most relevant keywords, I want to show up at the top. I don't want to show up at the bottom. I don't want to show up at the product page. I don't want to show up anywhere else, because I want to use this money to get sales for this keyword. And then it's just a game of velocity. You get more conversion rate. If you get a higher conversion rate for this keyword, Amazon picks that up. Then you start to get organic placement. So in order to do that, you have to modify the bid, and you have to make it low enough so that you don't show up that much on product pages or rest of search. So when I put this at 35 cents, realistically, if I were to just do nothing else, I wouldn't show up anywhere. I would just kind of just sit there and spend like maybe $1 a day. But I put it at 35 cents, and then I put this modifier, which I think I changed to 600. I kept the bidding strategy dynamic bids down only. I wouldn't use up and down on this. It could get out of control expensive. I would consider using fixed bids. I'm actually kind of surprised I didn't use fixed bids. I would consider using fixed bids or dynamic bids down only. And then the top of search modifier 700. And now, John, if you look at the results, we're only getting sales at the top of search, which is exactly what we want for ranking.
Where is that? Is that this slide here?
Yeah, this slide right here. Look at this. Top of search. It's a little blurry, but top of search, 600% modifier, 31 sales. And those sales are distributed across the keywords that we chose as an opportunity so that we could start to get that strategic rank. You do that enough over and over again, you're going to start to get better ranking. Then the flywheel works in your favor. Then hopefully you have enough stock to go after the big guns, which would be cat litter mat and litter mat in this example.
Awesome. Yeah, amazing. Let's jump into some questions here. I'm going to jump back over here. Mike, that was awesome. I think one really important point I also want to say here is, the important thing is patience and doing it consistently over a few weeks. That's really, really critical. You can't just jump in here, do it one time, and expect the results to come. You've got to manage this each week. I don't know if it's each week or each day, but I would say each week, in my opinion. Go in and make those updates. Know when to make updates and know when to not make updates. I think that's really, really important when you're getting into PPC. Yeah,
it's something that requires attention. It really does. It requires TLC and attention, and the listing does as well. I spent 2 years neglecting this listing, and it showed. Even though our listing score was good, it was at 19,000. Just by using the tool, we got to 27,000. I would suspect by just doing that alone, you would get more ranking on Amazon and without doing any advertising. But the advertising is like the fuel that just lights it all on. It just lights it up. That really directs Amazon and gives them a lot more instruction.
Yeah, and to your point, I call it, it's quality score, right? You can have these great, amazing PPC campaigns, but if you don't have that actual keyword in your listing, there's no real connection. You've got to have them in both sides. So, make sure you have the solid base on the SEO and then have the PPC campaigns that run with it. Let's jump into a few questions here. I think the first one I see here is probably for you. Where did I see it? I saw, I kind of just, where was it? Is PPC, Chris says, is the PPC Entourage tool suitable for a business that has only been selling for 1 month?
So if you're just selling for 1 month, we have a plan. If you're spending less than $1,000 a month in ad spend, it's free. So yes, go in there and play around with it. If you're using advertising, it's helpful. If you have multiple campaigns, the more campaigns you have, the more helpful it is, because our claim to fame is being able to optimize many campaigns all at once strategically. And we show you exactly how to do that. And we also have an autopilot feature, which I'll be using on this campaign, which basically you set a target ACOS and it does everything for you. You could do basic, you could do advanced. So if you're just getting started, if you're spending less than $1,000 in ad spend, it's free for life if you're spending less than $1,000 in ad spend. But hopefully after this webinar, you'll be doing a lot better than that.
Yeah, absolutely. And just get that spreadsheet, and there's a video. Is there a video that goes with that as well that it kind of explains it, or is it just, the actual Excel spreadsheet?
Yeah, I made a video with a Loom video on the spreadsheet, so you can see exactly what I did with ZonGuru and how I put all the keywords in there and organized them and everything else. Okay,
that is number one. Anybody on this list right now that need that, because that is going to show you exactly how to do it. There's real gold in there. So, what other questions we got here? I'm just looking around to see if any pop up. Oh man, some people got a sense of humor. Yeah, it's pretty good. Has this been running for an hour or just for 10 minutes? Yeah.
What can you recommend about bidding? You see this one, Rabil?
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
What can you recommend about bidding? If one of the campaigns stopped performing specifically a keyword, what to do with that keyword? Should we stop that? Well, it really depends so much. There's so many things. If it's a relevant keyword in a really good product, then I would raise the bids. There's so many things that could be going on here. If it's not a relevant keyword, don't try to force a square peg in a round hole. That's the other thing that people make the mistake of, is like they try to get top of search for a keyword that doesn't fit top of search. Like if I were to go after litter and I paid for top of search, I'm going to spend so much money, it's ridiculous. As opposed to going after litter for a cat litter mat, rest of search or product page, I'll get the occasional browser that may purchase my product. But I don't want to force at this high expense to the top of search for a keyword that just doesn't fit up there. Litter belongs up there, So there's really a lot that goes into that, Rabil.
Yeah, I got a question. So Sandra says, still, I think there's a couple of questions. There's a lot of people here, and we saw from the poll, that are still in the research phase. They haven't got their first product live yet, and they're wondering if any of these tools are relevant. And definitely on the ZonGuru side, we have a bunch of tools for researchers. And if you want to find products, all of these kind of keyword-driven solutions and everything that Mike has been talking about in terms of how you get those relevant keywords, that's what we use to also drive our product research tools and how to find relevant products. So get in there, try our niche finder. You'll find amazing relevant products. And not only for the US, we're now officially available in Australia, the US, and all of Europe, in all the emerging markets. And it's really, really interesting to see, where the opportunities are. And if the US is looking too competitive, not only can you look for other markets, you can launch products there and do really well. So check it out. Again, that same deal is available, just 50% off, and it's got a 7-day free trial. Just get in there and start using the tools. We have a bunch for researchers as well to get in and use that. Yeah. And then Sandra's saying, she has ZonGuru. Can she use PPC Entourage? Yes, absolutely. If you're starting to sell, that is key to get in and start using it. But yeah, PPC Entourage, unless I'm unless there's something else there, Mike, that are for people who haven't launched yet, but you want to be live, launched, and then or even just before that, I think you start to use PPC Entourage and get yourself set up, because that first 2 weeks after you launch are really critical. So you want to know everything about the tool before you really launch your first product.
Yeah, critical. And also download the playbook series, which you have access to. That's kind of like great for people who are even just getting started. You go and we show you exactly how to set up rank campaigns, launch campaigns, how to build from there, the different type of auto campaigns, sponsored brand, sponsored display, basically the whole thing. But you can take it step by step, one campaign at a time, because advertising is a journey, just like selling is a journey. Advertising for one SKU is a journey. As you can see, we're starting here with one campaign. In a couple months, if we want to scale this could be 20 different campaigns. So follow the playbook series, even if you're just getting started, not to get overwhelmed. Just look at the first couple of campaigns, the rank campaigns, and you'll be ready to go as soon as you get started, as soon as your product lands.
Yeah, absolutely. What else we got here? So reveal, I think, let's see.
So that's going to be on the spreadsheet itself. You'll see a link for that.
Yeah, reveal. Yeah, there's a how-to video right there on the spreadsheet. So get the spreadsheet.
What I didn't show you guys about the spreadsheet is that the other tabs for the spreadsheet is meant for ongoing keyword research. We're actually going to build this out so that you could just come back and add these keywords in. And it's also a reminder to continuously do your keyword research. Go back to ZonGuru, go back to brand analytics, add this in, see where there's new opportunities. We're going to try to make it as simple as possible for sellers to do this, because keyword research is absolutely critical. And combining that with advertising really can help you get ahead of the game.
I see there's a common theme here amongst a couple of questions around automatic campaigns versus manual. Should I be running an automatic? Should I be running a manual campaign? Maybe some of your thoughts on that. I mean, clearly we have to do manual campaigns, but what about the automatic ones?
Yeah, so if you're just starting off, we're not in the camp that you start off an automatic campaign the very first day. Yeah. What I did is I gave Amazon direction. I told them what to do. I'd rather start off with that and a phrase match version of that campaign and say, here, Amazon, here's what I'm selling. Even do like an ASIN targeting campaign of my competitors and say, these are my best competitors. Tell them what I'm the most like. And then after 3 or 4 weeks, start an automatic campaign once Amazon knows a little bit more about what I'm selling, because I don't want to just put an auto campaign right from the very beginning. You could do that. I used to do that, but now we found this is a better way. Once you start an auto campaign, there's literally no reason to stop an auto campaign unless your ACOS is like through the roof. You can adjust your bid to make sure it's not through the roof. The auto campaign serves as a foundation for research, serves as a foundation for getting visibility in multiple locations. It's not possible to replicate an auto campaign with a manual campaign. You can try, but an auto campaign is Amazon's own algorithm. It's going to show you in different locations at different times, different product pages. It's going to be impossible to think that you can replicate that. So my answer is always have an auto campaign running.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You can put a little bit of money on that, and then it goes into your search and report, which is great. So for sure. So there's a few more questions around the the spreadsheet. How do you get that? Guys, just go to the URL. It is typed in here. I will read it out to you again. Just go to this URL and you can download the freebies. You can get access to all the deals. It is really critical for you to do it. Is zonguru.link /PPCE, which is PPC Entourage, PPCE ZG for ZonGuru. Just go to that one. It's also typed into the chat. You can find it. Jasmine posted that. Go to that. You can get all the freebies. This was great, Mike. It's really cool to see you dive into that much detail. And this is, again, just going back to the beginning of this presentation, the biggest failure I see are people who spend a lot of time figuring out this amazing product, but they don't get their launch strategy right around listing optimization and PPC. And they're very quick to jump off of Amazon traffic, Facebook ads, some gray hat strategies that, they're trying to, generate all these reviews, all of these kind of things where if you don't get your basics right, and it's exactly what Amazon offers, which is your listing, your SEO, and your PPC, you're going to slowly start to die. So get it right. This is the kind of thing, and it is more technical in some ways, but once you figure it out, it is awesome. And you have people like Mike to teach you. So yeah, thank you again for your time.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, this has really helped us out quite a bit, our agency quite a bit. I mean, we're going to be using this tool across the board, the ZonGuru tool. And I'm excited to continue this series because this is the first of a series. I don't know when the next episode is going to be, but I know we're going to be doing copywriting. We're going to be working on the copy because that copy is as stale as a 2-year-old litter mat. It is just, it's got to be, it is old. So we got to work on that copy a little bit, and then we're going to work on images. And then, John, you and I will have another episode. We'll go back into SEO, back into PPC, and we're going to bring this back to life. Like we said at the beginning, the goal is to get to above 70 sales per day. We went from 14 to 17 just with these tweaks, and upwards and onwards. So just wanted to thank everyone and apologize for the crazy technical difficulties we had. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming on board and blessing us with your time. And nothing else on my end, John.
Yeah, and I think a couple of people might have got the time wrong. Maybe it was on our side or the webinar side. If you came in and it was only on for 10 minutes, don't worry. You're going to get the replay. Just go to the site, put in your email address, get those freebies. You're going to get the replay anyway because you've signed up to the webinar. It's coming your way. And there's going to be a lot to follow up on this. We have the longer version of the video with Stefan that I think is like 30 minutes where we really dive into a bunch of other details which we'll provide as well. At the end of the day, we just want to give you guys value so that you can crush it on Amazon. And for all the money and time that you spent getting your products live, this is where you need to get the reward. And so many times people think it's their product or something like that, and it's just literally they haven't done these steps right. So get it right, and you will see your sales grow. So thanks again, Mike. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch up soon.
Cheers, everybody. Have an amazing day.
All right. See ya. Bye.